What I'm going to talk about right now is just give a bit of an explanation of something that's been happening to me since 2020 on 17th of November each year since 2020. Um, each year I've actually posted on um, Facebook after this event has happened. I've actually made a little comment on Facebook about it, and starting in 2020 when I got back onto Facebook, and then when it occurred again in 2021 and also in 2022, and which I commented was a minor miracle, and now in 2023. It's happened again, so on the same date, which is simply amazing, not a mere coincidence. 17th of November um, is like my Happy New Year. So I made some comments yesterday about it, and also I spoke to one of my Facebook friends, Surendra from the US, yesterday as well, and I told him about these last three 2020, 2021, 2022 messages that I've been getting. And so I'm going to update everybody now, speak about the whole three of them, and also tonight, last night's message. So I'm going to actually share the screen, and hopefully I won't stuff this up like I did the last couple that I made and I actually ended up deleting. So just noting that I am sharing the screen right now. Okay, so back in 2020, this is the 17th of November. I'll read it so anyone can read it and go along with it, and they can listen to me if they like. I met a yogi whilst I was flying in the Astral who told me that every year he will visit me on this same date, 17th of November night, and teach me how to ascend each year to a higher loka dimension, up to the Satyaloka, he told me. Right. So that was in 2020. It was actually, I don't know if it's related or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's actually 6 days, or 6 days after I received a download coming into my head from Babaji, and I talked about that on 3rd of July. I did a live presentation on Facebook and YouTube. So if anyone wants to see that, they can check it out on my YouTube channel or have a look on Facebook if they can find it. It was on Guru Purnima, 3rd of July this year. So I mentioned that what happened to me in 2020 as I was driving along the road, Babaji sent a message down through me. So 6 days later, this happened. I met a yogi whilst flying in the astral, in my astral body, right? Not just in the astral dimension, in my astral body, who told me that every year he will visit me on this same date, 17th of November night, and teach me how to ascend each year to a higher loka. And then the year after, I was flying again in the astral, and I was past a holy stick. Now, this stick, I felt this stick. I was flying in space, and the yogi was right next to me, and he passed me this stick. It was about a bit over a foot long, and felt like it was made of timber. It felt soft, and I was passed this stick whilst flying in the astral by my yogi brother, and he told me if I really want to connect, I can, and that I have held this stick for 20 years and now it's yours. So I don't know what 20 years means in time, but obviously I know what 20 years is in this dimension, but in that dimension or that yogi's lifetime, I don't know what a year is, if it's the same as ours. But anyway, the following year, I thought that was amazing, because that was the second time, and the same yogi visited me again on that exact date like he said he would. And so every year after that, I've been awaiting his return. So the following year, last year, I was seated in front of a great yogi. I don't know who it was. I didn't hear a name. A great rishi, I would say. And there was a number of people sitting in front in this room, and I was one of them, probably 5 other yogis. And he said, "Young Mona Murti," and he smiled and he looked at me, and then he said, "Katha Upanishad," and he pointed to my brother yogi, who the one that I've been connecting with in the astral. And he pointed to my brother yogi, and he showed me the teachings text of the Katha Upanishad. So that was my teachings for that year. So that happened 17th of November last year. So I had to go into my bookcase. This teachings on the Upanishads. I've had the Max Muller edition of the Principal Upanishads in my bookcase for 30 years, and I haven't even opened it until that day or that night. The next day, the 18th, I pulled it out of my bookcase and started reading it. And I read it over and over and for the next few months, and then I just thought about it after that. I didn't read it all the time. I just picked it up every now and then. After a few months, I did read it over and over and study it, Katha Upanishad. And it's a beautiful teachings. And anyway, last night was the 17th of the 11th. Right, I went to bed early last night, sort of anticipating. I read the Katha Upanishad, a whole lot of it. It's not a long Upanishad, but it's like the most important one, I think. I read it, the whole Upanishad, before I went to sleep. I went to bed early, and I woke up at 11:30, and the message was spoken to me that from tonight onwards, I only identify with that which is the ancient. So to get an idea of what the ancient is, you'll have to read the Katha Upanishad. It's not the mind, it's beyond the mind, the self. Right? So from tonight onwards, I only identify with that which is the ancient. And I will write a spiritual commentary on the hidden interpretation according to this astral initiate of the Katha Upanishad. Right, so the previous year, I was given this teachings of the Upanishads, so in the astral. So if you look up the meaning of the Upanishads, it's in this dimension. If you sit next to a guru for a long, long time, a real guru, he might whisper you some teachings about the Upanishads. But this this teachings was given to me in the astral by a very big guru. So I'm going to write an interpretation according on the Katha Upanishads and some of the hidden meanings in the Upanishad, in that Upanishad. And as I laid in bed at midnight, so this is 11:30, I woke up. So as I laid in bed at midnight, awake, I could feel my Brahmarandra. I was laying on my pillow, laying back on my pillow, just contemplating what had just happened. I'm laying on my pillow. I could feel the Brahmarandra pulsing. So, if you felt a little baby's fontanelle, right, the Brahmarandra is right there. So I could feel it pulsing up from inside, up to there, pushing against it. So I don't know what it was, but Kundalini pushing there, or cerebrospinal fluid, or the Kundalini's pulling it up there. But the Brahmarandra area of the Sahasrara chakra began to pulse as I thought, and at the same time as it started pulsing, I thought simultaneously of a message which I heard from Babaji a few months ago. Kriya is for that power, that. So the key word is, or Kriya is a key word, but that and power, right? So last night when I was laying in bed and all this happened, this is a T-shirt that I was wearing. Tat Twam Asi, that thou art, that, right? That. Now, Babaji told me Kriya is for that power. So, Tat Twam Asi, Kriya is for that power. So I've now written down here, that is my T-shirt which I'm wearing in bed tonight, which says Tat Twam Asi, that thou art. So I'll take that off share now. Hopefully this works out good. So big changes have been occurring since that Yogi started visiting me in 2020, just after Babaji sent me a download. And where I'm just laying in bed and I think of Babaji and all sorts of things start happening. And I just wanted to tell people about that these teachings are on the LOKAS. So I'm receiving teachings how to ascend to higher dimensions, LOKAS, up to the Satyaloka. So I don't know what else I can say about this, but I just wanted to share some information about yoga, and which is real yoga. If you're ascending in dimensions up to Satyaloka. So that's my aim. I'm following all the messages that my masters, my spiritual masters send me. I'm following it all to the letter. And Babaji told me some messages back in 2020, or in some channeling messages that I did with Jim Charles. And I want to be fully a part of what he is doing, Babaji is doing, and the other spiritual masters are doing out there in that dimension. They're all ascended masters. I want to be fully a part of that and understand it. So I'm doing my bit to do that, and I'm dedicated to that. And also everything else, Satyam Yoga, which I spoke about in the last video. Satyam Yoga. Satyam, which was Swami Satyananda's nickname, Satyam Yoga. And I'm resurrecting my website pretty soon, satyamyoga.com. And these teachings on the Upanishads, well, I'm going to get to work now and start writing that commentary. I mean, I'm a nobody, right? But I follow what my masters tell me. So I hope, I know people want to try and develop that sort of relationship. And if they really want to, I spoke to somebody about that yesterday. It can happen. So you work out your relationship with God. That's the most important thing. And this is a big part of it that I'm sharing with you right now. So I just got a short message. This is the short message. It's been going for 16 minutes. It won't be much, but I just wanted to share it, and I'll give another update next year and on the next Loka and what I have to do. Okay, so everybody have a good day. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Namo Narayan.